Hey guys, Brooklyn here. Welcome back to my channel, Miss Brooklyn's Journey. Happy 2020. It's the new year and I'm starting things off with a bang on my channel. I am back with an epic 3-day meal prep. In this video, I'm going to show you how I partially prep for my meals. This is how I now meal prep. I do 3 days at a time and I only focus on my main dishes. My sides are veggies and it's fairly easy to make throughout the week. I like my veggies fresh, so I don't always necessarily meal prep them. I am splitting this video into 2 videos. The next part of this video, I will show you guys how I meal prep my fat bombs and desserts. But let's just jump into this video. I'll take you through everything we'll be cooking. First thing I'm going to show you how to make is Eggies. I've done this a long time ago on my channel, but we'll show you again. We revamped it. In this bowl, I have 5 eggs, all organic, 36 grams of heavy whipping cream, and I'm just going to go ahead and give that a good mix. The more foam and bubbles, the airier and fluffy your eggs are. To that, I'm going to add a little bit of sea salt, a little bit of black pepper, and some onion powder. I'm also going to add a little bit of Tabasco to mine. I like heat, so I'm going to add some Tabasco, even though Tabasco isn't hot. Give it a good mix. You want it very foamy and frothy. Again, it's going to make the best textured egg muffins. Okay, so I'm gonna set that to the side. I have here some oven gold turkey and I have some smoked chicken kielbasa sausage. I'm gonna make 2 different types of Eggies. So in this bowl here, I have a mixture of tomatoes, scallions, white onions, green and red bell peppers. Also some chives. I'm gonna give that a good mix. You see that I have 2 here because I'm making 2 batches of the Eggies. I really like these. I like them for snacks. I like them to eat after as breaking my fast. I like them as energy Eggies after the gym, after my gruesome workout. So I really like having these on hand. I'm gonna put about 1/4 cup into the silicone egg muffin tray. You don't want to fill it all the way to the top. You want to leave room for your ingredients to go in. So that's what I'm doing there. It gave me 5 eggs gave me 8 muffins in each batch. So altogether for the entire recipe, I used 10. Here, you see me adding my minced garlic. You guys, if you are new to my channel, what's up? I'm your girl Brooklyn and I'm a garlicaholic. I put garlic in everything. I love garlic. You don't understand. I'm garlic obsessed. So if you don't like garlic, skip this step. But I do. I'm going to add my chicken kielbasa sausage to the mix right there. And I'm just putting enough where, every bite, I can taste some sausage. We got to have the meat. And that's all I'm doing here is filling up the trays with my sausage. Next, I'm adding my veggies, and again, it's a blend. I mix everything together, and I'm just adding it to each Eggie. And you can make this vegetarian. You can use seafood. Salmon would be really good in this. The options are endless. Here, I have a mixture blend of, listen to me, some fresh mozzarella cheese. I have some smoked Gouda cheese as well as some Munster cheese that I hand diced myself and blitzed into them small tiny pieces. These 3 cheeses together taste amazing in these Eggies. Try it. You will not regret it. So I'm topping each Eggie off with cheeses. I'm going to leave ingredients amounts down below in the description box if you guys want to follow this exact recipe. And so I'm going to do the same thing for my turkey ones. And it's the same thing, 3/4 cups of egg mixture. And you're going to repeat the process again. It's so simple. I think with the turkey ones, I added a little bit more garlic, so it has a lot more of a garlicky taste, but it tastes so good. I'm not complaining at all. So this is going to go in a 370-degree oven that has already been preheated, and I'm going to let it cook for approximately 18 to 20 minutes. Again, I just want to stretch that. With me personally, I do not fully cook my meals all the way because meal prepping, you want your food to be fresh every time you heat it up. So I meal prep my Eggies until the center just has a slight jiggly feeling in the texture. It's not fully done when you break it open, that it's just set around the perimeter and slightly set in the center. There's still some yolk still uncooked. I do that because when I heat it up in the microwave the next day, it heats up perfectly fine, like as if I just baked it. I do not like my food dry. I don't like my food overkill. A lot of times that's where people make the mistake of meal prepping. So if you want your meal preps to be fresh every single time you heat it up, I suggest you undercook it approximately 5 minutes. And I'm just going to pack my food away. I'm going to let it cool down completely in the trays. And then once it's cooled down, I'm just going to pop them out and pack them away. Next, I'm going to get started on my beef. I'm making like a beef. I'm making beef ribs in a reduction sauce. So I'm going to go ahead and season them up. I have here two type of short ribs. I have flank style and I have just regular beef short ribs. As you can see here, they are about a pound each, a little over a pound each pack. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my grapeseed oil and I'm going to add about a tablespoon to my short ribs, to my grapeseed oil so that my marinade can marry well together. I'm adding about 5 cloves of minced garlic. Yes, that's about 5 cloves of minced garlic to my meat. If I failed to mention, I already washed and cleaned my beef. So if that's something that you do in your kitchen, go ahead and do that. If you don't, that's on you. I'm going to go ahead and season it with a little bit of all-purpose seasoning, some fresh cracked black pepper, as well as some Sazon. Shout out to Goya Sazon for now making MSG-free Sazon. We are lit. I love Sazon in my kitchen. I'm Caribbean. You don't know. Latinos and Caribbeans cook everything with Sazon, like everything. I'm adding some fresh peppercorn to this, but be very careful how much you add. And the piece de resistance is going to be this Better Than Bouillon beef base. I'm going to use this beef seasoning base, and I'm using about a tablespoon of that. And it gave it such amazing flavor because I don't have any beef broth on hand. This would make my broth when I add liquids to this. I'm adding the juice of one big, large lemon to this. And I'm going to go in and just give it a mix. Just combine everything, get everything well married together, incorporated, all the crevices. Oh my gosh, you want to make sure you get everything nice and combined. To this, I'm going to add some liquid smoke, and I'm adding about a tablespoon of liquid smoke all over the meat, and then I'm going to combine it as once more. After that, I'm going to add my scallions to this because I want the flavors to marinate with the scallions in it. So I'm going to add my scallions to this. Then I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to let it marinate for 4 hours and 30 minutes on 4 hours in the fridge and 30 minutes on the countertop after I take it out the fridge. So altogether, it's going to be 4.5 hours. You definitely want to make sure your meat comes to room temperature before you start cooking it. So I'm going to let mine sit out approximately an hour before I even start cooking it. So altogether, that was about a 5 hour time. To my hot cast iron skillet. Okay, I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of grapeseed oil, and I have my heat on medium-high heat, and I am going to pan sear this. I want to get a nice crust on my ribs and just bring all the flavors out. This is so delicious. Look how good it looks. Look how good that pan searing looks. Oh my gosh. Don't skip this step. It's highly important. So about 3 minutes per side, this is what you get. Beautiful, nice crustacean. It starts to brown nicely and yeah, release a lot of that flavor. And don't worry, we are not leaving anything behind in that pan. Don't worry. So after all the sides are done, I'm going to start with the flank short ribs because it takes less cooking time than that. And so approximately 2 minutes per side, that's all you need for the flank short ribs to start to brown up and sear. If you're doing keto or low carb, I just want to say grapeseed oil is an amazing oil to use in your diets, and it has a high smoking point. I do recommend grapeseed oil over olive oil. It is a lighter oil and a very healthy alternative, unbeknownst to you. So I teach people a lot in my boot camps about healthy fat alternatives, and grapeseed oil is one of them. Now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of butter because we want to deglaze our cast iron pan and just get all, this is called an au jus, I believe. If I'm not saying it right, sorry, Mom. You guys know my mother's a culinary chef and she has all these specific terms that I'm just like, look, all I know is I'm getting the bits scraped up off on the bottom. I'm going to add my liquids to this. Now to my seasoning, my marinade, I added about 2 cups of water. So that's what you see there into my bowl that was marinating the beef. And then I mixed it together and I added it to the hot pan. I'm going to let this come up to temperature before I start adding my beef back in. So now that the broth is up to temperature, because you see we have a broth here, if you had red wine at the point where we added the butter would be the perfect point to add the red wine to deglaze. I do not have red wine on hand. I thought my mom had some. I would have bought it if she did, but she didn't. I'm adding my beef back along with all of the juices that seeped out while it was sitting, while we were deglazing. It's very important you add all of it back to the pan. I'm adding onions and bell peppers, and then I'm going to cover this, and I'm going to put my cast iron pan into my oven that's already preheated at 375 for 30 minutes. I'm not going to bother it. I'm just going to let it cook. At the 30-minute mark, when it's done, this is what it looks like. And let me tell you, I know it doesn't look the best right now because everything fell off the bone. It's so tender. It's so juicy. But look when I pick up this meat right here. You guys, me and my niece were both doing keto. We bodied this meal. When I tell you it was so freaking good, and I had it with some garlic butter cauliflower mash infused with age reserve, white Vermont sharp, and Gouda cheese, honey. And I'm going to show you guys how I make that as well. But look at this. Look at this. Listen to my reaction when I was just tasting this. You guys, no, make this. Y'all have to make this right here. Listen to my reaction. I'm in the coldest one. Nigga, you can check the scope. We up on the board. Oh, good. If I want it, I'm have it. Listen, okay? Y'all heard me. Oh, it's good. I'm going to add some parsley to bring in some brightness. And then I'm going to let it cool down. And I'm going to move on to something else. But I'm definitely going to show you at the end how we have this dish. Like, it's so good. It's so good. Right now, I'm making some fajita pork just to add on some salad. I want to do like a taco salad bowl with just some leafy greens, sour cream cheese, some fajita pork or whatever. And yeah, some salsa, just it's basic. So the pork was on sale. I purchased the pork because it was cheaper than getting the chicken breast. I am on a budget, you guys. I'm not balling like that. Normally I don't like to consume pork, but for the sake of keeping my budget and things like that. And it has nothing to do with religion or anything like that. It's just I'm not a big pork girl. Like, I don't like it, but in this instance it was okay. And I have to be honest, I was just like, it's okay. I don't know. I'm not a pork girl. So and a one-time thing, it was okay, I guess. But I seasoned it with black pepper, garlic, a little bit of some chicken bouillon, of course, and some fajita seasoning. Just give it a toss, added a little bit of grapeseed oil, tossed it, and yeah, I don't know how I lost the clip of me adding the oil to the pan and actually beginning to cook the pork, but I lost that clip. And so this is what you have here. You see some red peppers, red bell peppers, green bell peppers, as well as some red onions. All I did was stir fry this in the pan, the same way you would do any fajita style chicken, beef, shrimp, or pork. Just cooked it all together, and yeah, just tossed it and let it fully come to cooking. I let it cool down completely, and then I started packing it away. This was approximately 2 servings. I was trying to stretch it a little more by cutting the strips in half, but it just made 2 servings, and that was good because my meal prep was only for 3 days. So all this food, believe it or not, lasted me 3 days, except I had egg muffins to go a little longer. But yeah, perfect. And like I said, I'm just going to let it cool down and pack it away. By the way, I got these meal prep container bowls. They are BPA free off of Amazon. Just type in BPA free airtight containers, and I got these. I love them because they lock and seal airtight. Okay, airtight. You can hear the pressure when you open it and close it. Next up, I'm doing some wings. I'm prepping some wings, and I have a full detailed tutorial on how I make the crispiest air fried wings on the planet. I will link it in iCard right now, and also I'm going to link it down below. Like, listen, I have a full detailed tutorial. With this, I'm just going to make some Cajun flavored air fried wings, and I'm adding some Cajun seasoning, a little chicken bouillon, a little all-purpose seasoning, a little bit of garlic powder, a little bit of onion powder, and the white stuff you see there at the very top of the scene was bacon powder. It is a 1-to-1 ratio. It is depending on how much chicken you're cooking. I was only cooking 1 pound of chicken, so I used 1 tablespoon of um, baking powder and 1 teaspoon of each seasoning. And so what you want to do is just make like a flour type of seasoning situation. It's so easy. Like I said, I have a full detailed video. There goes my wings, already washed, clean, and patted dry. I'm adding a little bit of grapeseed oil onto it so that my seasoning mix can stick to it, and you want to do that. Do not skip that step. It's highly important because it also helps your chicken crisp up even more. And then I'm just going to go ahead and add my seasoning mixture to that, and I'm going to give it a nice toss. These are going to go into my air fryer. Just like that, I spray my air fryer with nonstick spray, and I add them skin side up. And in this video, I am not going to cook them fully all the way, as you will see. So I set my air fryer to 380 degrees for approximately 25 minutes. However, I stopped it at the cooking mark of 21 minutes because, again, I do not let my food cook all the way through when I'm meal prepping, because when I heat it up in the air fryer, it's only going to take approximately 4 to 5 minutes to get right back crispy, just like I just made it. That is a major hack for you guys, because look at it at the 20-minute mark. You see that? It looks damn good. So if I left it like the 4 more minute marks, it would have been fully cooked, but the other side is not fully cooked. You can see that. So I stopped the cooking. I let my chicken cool down completely. And after it cooled down, I closed up the lid and I put it away. So this is probably the only vegetable side you're going to see me prep, because I was going to snack on it as I was meal prepping, and I needed it for dinner as well. So I'll just show you, because I normally cook my veggies separately when I need them. I don't like to meal prep veggies. It's just not my thing. So I'm making some Brussels sprout chips. And for my Brussels sprout chips, you see that they are very, very thin, and all you do is just layer by layer pull them apart. I'm going to leave the full recipe down below. It's so good. I got everybody in my boot camp that we're doing right now eating these, and let me tell you, I do not eat Brussels sprouts. I hate Brussels sprouts. I've never eaten Brussels sprouts, but I knew that being on a ketogenic or low carb lifestyle, you need to find things that, you know, that you can eat, that you don't get tired of. I had to come up with a recipe that I enjoyed, that was going to be pleasant to eat. And this, baby, everybody in my boot camp right now is saying my recipes are off the chain, off the charts, and I'm not freaking blowing my own horn. I'm just letting you know, like, yo, we getting lit in there. And this, I'm going to share this with you guys, okay? Because it's that good. You're going to love it. If your kids don't like veggies, make this. Watch them tear it up. With this bowl, you can see it's not the chip style, it's regular sliced Brussels. I'm going to do the same thing, add the same oil, seasonings, except the only thing different to this one is I'm cooking it as a regular side, and I'm squeezing lemon juice on this one. And I'm going to season it with this Creole seasoning blend that's for seafood, but I found on Brussels sprouts, it tastes so good. I don't know why. It just tastes amazing. And so that's going to be my side for my beef and a cauliflower mash I'm having later on today. And yeah, so that's why I'm making vegetables now. But normally I do this the day of, because I cook my vegetables in my air fryer now. It literally takes 8 minutes. So I can cook it as I go. Like, it takes 8 minutes. And that's it. You can see I'm putting my Brussels chips in my air fryer, and I'm loading it up. I put the whole thing in there. So I put it on 380 degrees, and I put it on 15 minutes here, but it only takes 8 minutes to cook, because after the 8-minute mark, this is what you have here. I like to let mine go probably like another minute or so till I get more crispies out of it. But look at this. Look at this. I'm telling you, when you take a bite of these damn chips, it's so good. That's why you got to make a lot, because it shrinks a lot. But it's so good. The char flavor, like, you guys, y'all gonna love me. It's so good. I promise. I promise. I promise. And yeah, like, listen, honey, I was smacking. That was my snack that day, smacking on these little Brussels chips. They are bomb. Okay, so I have some cauliflower steaming in a pan, and to it, I'm just gonna make my cream sauce. And to that pan, I'm going to add 4 tablespoons of salted butter, and this is high grass-fed salted butter. I'm adding some minced garlic and onions. I normally use white onions, but I was out of white onions, so I'm using green purple onions. So it doesn't matter as long as it's minced finely. You don't even see it in the meal, to be honest with you. And so yeah, I'm gonna let the butter get infused with the garlic and the onion, and then to that I'm adding some, of course, chicken bouillon. Say it with me. I'm also adding some onion salt, some garlic powder, some fresh cracked black pepper, and some oregano. I'm going to let my butter get infused with all these seasonings because that's what gives it the cauliflower the amazing flavor. You guys can even make this with mashed potatoes because I'm telling you, I like my family knows I make amazing mashed potatoes. I make amazing cauliflower mash that you're just like, nah, this is not cauliflower. Like, no, you lying. Like, you cheese me. So you want everything to get well infused and incorporated. I'm adding a couple tablespoons of the water that I used to steam the cauliflower in it because I needed more. So about a quarter cup, and then I'm adding a half cup of heavy whipping cream to this, and I'm gonna let it come to temperature and get well incorporated and infused. Say it with me, infused. We want it infused with all the herbs, spices, and flavors that we cooked. Okay. And so once that's done, there go my cauliflower drained. I'm gonna take my mashed potato masher and I'm gonna mash my cauliflower into small pieces. Now, the thing with cauliflower mash is it could have a gritty texture. I despise anything gritty. If you know me, you know I don't eat anything lumpy, gritty, anything with a certain texture. Like, I don't eat that. Like, I will not eat it for you. So after I add my cream to it, I begin mashing some more. I add another tablespoon of butter, and then I'm going to blitz it in my processor or blender. I'm going to make it smooth because it has to be smooth. Here is some shredded cheese that I shredded myself. It's age reserve, Gouda, as well as white sharp Vermont cheese from Crackle Barrel. And so I shredded myself off the block and I added it to my meal. I added 1/4 cup of each to it. After I blended everything, you see that? See how I was putting stuff back in the pot? It's because I blended. It's a lot smoother. And I think I did one more round to get it even smoother than that. I'm telling you, I hate grittiness. So you can do it at whatever texture you like, but I'm just leaving it in the pan to get thicker and to give me the perfect, see, look at that, perfect mashed potato texture. Boom. Like, y'all, let me tell you, it took me a while to figure this out, but I got it and I did it. So all I'm going to do is portion it out for the next 2 days. I have 2 servings of that. And yeah, and then my niece and I had a serving this night that I cooked. And yeah, this is everything I meal prep. Like I said, this is how I currently meal prep because I don't like my food sitting too long. So I found meal prepping this way, doing the harder stuff ahead of time and undercooking it by 5 minutes allows me to have the perfect fresh meal prep meals every single day, like every single day. And all I got to do is really just pop some veggies in the air fryer and I'm done, like done. Stay tuned for my next video, guys. It is my meal prep for my snacks, okay? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed everything I showed you. If you did, please thumbs it up. That way I know that you want it and I'll release the next one. Let me know what you think down below in the comment section. Leave some comments for me. Let me know what you want to see next. Happy New Year's, guys. We can do this. I love you all, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.